For decades, the death of Bruce Lee, the greatest martial arts legend of all time, was surrounded by mystery, rumors, and shocking conspiracy theories. But today, we finally have the answer. Yes, after nearly 50 years of questions, researchers say the mystery of Bruce Lee's death has been resolved. Would you believe that a man who shocked the world with his power, speed, and charisma was suddenly gone at just 32 years old? Today, we're diving deep into the extraordinary life, the rise to stardom, the controversies, and finally, the shocking mystery of Bruce Lee's death. Bruce Lee was born in 1940 in San Francisco during the Year of the Dragon, something that would later fuel his legendary aura. From a young age, he was full of energy, charisma, and, let's be honest, a bit of a troublemaker. Growing up in Hong Kong, he was constantly getting into street fights. His parents, worried about his future, introduced him to martial arts. That's where Bruce discovered Wing Chun, training under the famous master IP Man. At just 18 years old, Bruce Lee was already a fighter, an actor, and a dreamer. But he wanted more. He wanted the world. Bruce moved back to the United States. He studied philosophy at the University of Washington, but at the same time, he was building a reputation as a martial arts teacher. His students weren't ordinary people. They included celebrities like Steve McQueen, James Coburn, and even basketball legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But Bruce didn't just want to teach fighting, he wanted to show it on the big screen. His first big break? The TV series The Green Hornet in 1966. Although the show didn't last long, Bruce's lightning-fast moves and charisma caught everyone's attention. Still, Hollywood wasn't ready for an Asian superstar. Bruce faced rejection after rejection. So he did something bold. He went back to Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, Bruce became an instant sensation. Movies like The Big Boss, Fist of Fury, Way of the Dragon, and finally Enter the Dragon made him an international icon. By the early 1970s, Bruce Lee wasn't just a martial artist, he was a cultural revolution. He broke barriers for Asian actors, redefined action films, and inspired generations. But behind the fame, Bruce was pushing his body to the absolute limit. His training was intense, his diet was strict, his schedule was exhausting. Some say he was superhuman, but even legends have weaknesses. Bruce was outspoken. He criticized the traditional martial arts world, saying they were too rigid and impractical. Many masters disliked him for this. Some even challenged him to fights. He also faced racism in Hollywood, with producers refusing to give him lead roles simply because of his ethnicity. But Bruce fought through it all. He created his own style, Jeet Kune Do, the way of the intercepting fist. It was more than martial arts. It was philosophy, freedom, expression. Yet, while the world saw him as unstoppable, privately he was struggling with stress, overwork, and health issues. July 20th, 1973, Hong Kong. Bruce Lee was at the apartment of actress Betty Ting Pei discussing the script of his next movie. He complained of a headache. She gave him a common painkiller, Equagesic. Bruce went to lie down and never got up again. At just 32 years old, the dragon was gone. The official report said he died from cerebral edema, swelling of the brain, possibly triggered by the painkiller. But fans, friends, and conspiracy theorists weren't convinced. Some claimed it was an allergic reaction. Others whispered about foul play, gangsters, rival martial artists, even the triads. There were rumors of a family curse since his son Brandon Lee would also die tragically years later on the set of The Crow. The mystery only deepened with time. But for nearly 50 years, most people accepted the painkiller explanation. Until recently, in 2022, a group of researchers revisited Bruce Lee's case. And their findings were shocking. According to them, Bruce didn't die from painkillers. He died from hyponatremia. What does that mean? It means his body had too much water and not enough sodium. Simply put, Bruce Lee's kidneys couldn't remove the excess water fast enough, leading to fatal brain swelling. Why? Because Bruce had been drinking extraordinary amounts of water. Combine that with his intense training, strict diet, and possible kidney issues, and his body simply shut down. The superhuman had died from something as basic as water. Bruce Lee's death shocked the world, but his legacy only grew stronger. He opened the doors for Asian actors in Hollywood. He revolutionized martial arts. He inspired millions to believe in discipline, expression, and self-confidence. Even today, nearly 50 years later, Bruce Lee remains the ultimate symbol of strength, philosophy, and cultural power. So, the mystery may finally be solved. Not painkillers, not gangsters, not a curse, but a tragic, fatal imbalance in the very water we all need to survive. Bruce Lee once said, "Be water, my friend." Ironically, water was what took him away from us. But his spirit, his philosophy, his influence, that will never die. So, what do you think? Was this the real cause of Bruce Lee's death? Or do you believe there's more to the story? Tell me in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And before you go, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories of legends, mysteries, and history's greatest icons. Because remember, this was not the end of Bruce Lee's story. It was only the beginning of his immortality.